This video is going to show you how to build one of these from this kit. All you need is a nice space and a powered screwdriver, let's call it that, cordless drill, you know what I mean. 2 cross braces, a top bar which is 90 degrees at both ends, and we'll also have this cut mark here, 50mm from the end. 2 gussets, 6 drills either side, 6 holes either side. 4 legs, which are cut angles at the bottom and the top with this here. Now I'm going to be calling this here the cut face. So if you imagine the legs are going to sit like that. There's also a lining up block, 70mm screws with screw caps, 50mm screws. So we've got the long ones, the short ones. Instructions. So if this video is too chronically boring, you can just use this instead. First thing, get your space, put your screws in the screw caps. Yeah, remember, this is meant to be fun. Relax, don't stress, and take your time. Yeah, just once they're in the screw cups, they're much easier to handle. Cordless should have some kind of power adjustment. So I'm going to take mine down from flat out to 10. What you don't want to do is really screw in the screws as tight as they can go. If you go in too far, then the screw head will rip through the screw cap and go into the wood, and it'll look a bit grim. Good. 2 legs with the cut faces facing each other. Top cut faces, and I'm going to take my lining up block, put it between the cut faces, and make sure the lining up block is sitting proud at the top of the legs. I'm going to take a gusset piece and we're going to lay that on the top. The top of the gusset touches the bottom of the lining up block, and the angles there pretty much line up with the angles of the legs. So we're now going to take a 50mm screw, the shorter ones, and we're going to line it up in the middle hole. Now listen when the drill clicks. Yeah, so it's reached as tight as it needs to be, and it stopped. And then we do the same on the other side. Just check everything's nice and tight. So now what we have is a couple of legs that can pivot around these central screws. That creates jaws here. So when the top bar goes in, the jaws will tighten onto them and firm everything up. It'll be really tight. So do that for the second set of legs. So now we're going to move to the floor because it's easier than working on the table at this point. I can place that in there, and when I tension, the jaws clamp and grip on the sides of the top bar. So what we're trying to achieve is cut faces clamping nicely onto the side of the top bar. The bottom of the top bar is touching the top of the gusset, and we have a 90-degree angle here. I've also used the cut mark on the top of the top bar to line up with that face of the leg. So you get a 50mm overhang, and it all just looks rather nice. Once you've got the top bar in and it's all lined up correctly, we're going to fix a single screw through each of these center holes on each leg. The reason for putting it on the floor is we're going to put some pressure on to the top bar. What this will do is cause the jaws to firm up against the top bar and to ensure all 4 legs are equally on the floor and it won't wobble, assuming you've got a flat floor. And for the legs we're going to use 70mm screws, the long ones. So a single screw in the middle hole, pressure on the top bar. The point of having single screws is it makes these adjustable, so you can make sure they're out and at 90 degrees. With that done, put the rest of the screws in. Screws, 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 all in. So now we have a nice strong sawhorse that's strong that way, but it's not strong that way. So if I were to push it down like that, it would snap. Because it needs some bracing, for which we need braces. Now, these need to go on in opposite directions. So if that one's going that way, one on the other side needs to go the other way. Cross braces going that way, and the one behind going the opposite way. 2 screws, top of it lined up with the bottom of the gusset. And there you are. The sawhorse, that's really practical. You can do all your DIY tasks with it. I wouldn't stand on it. It's lightweight, about 4 or 5 kilos, and if you have two, then they stack together nicely. So they don't take up that much space. They're dead handy, and there's something you've made.